Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. It is a terrific Tuesday on Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV. I'm John Tobacco. And before getting into this next segment, I want to just take a look down at the markets. It is a terrific day for the bulls down at the New York Stock Exchange. The Dow is up 500 points. Last week, everyone was pulling out their hair with the fear, fright, and hysteria about the coronavirus. I told you, Uncle JT told you, crack open a cold Corona. That'll fight it all off. Have a nice weekend. Namaste. And on Monday, we'll see what happens. It's Tuesday. We've taken all of those losses back. And the Dow is up again. We need to pop through 29,000 to get back on track to 30. Bitcoin's still in a range at 9,200. A good sign there. And a good sign for all of us when we're joined in studio right here by Brandon Dawson. Brandon is a self-made serial entrepreneur. He's also the co-founder of Cardone Ventures. Brandon, thank you so much for joining us on your one day in New York. You choose to have a liquid lunch.
With you.
This is tremendous. Yeah. We got to get this guy a drink, first of all. Otherwise, he's going to talk about us when he goes back to the Cardone Institute. So I know we're supposed to talk about why millennials like socialism and all that other stuff, but I do want to talk to you first about your amazing company, okay? Yeah. Cardone Ventures, you guys are inspirational, you're motivational, and, you know, there's a lot of scammers and grifters and fake influencers who buy followers and all this other crap, and people get sucked into this, right? You guys are genuine, you're real, you're authentic. When you go out there and you have a seminar, you could tell when you're on stage, when Grant Cardone is on stage, you guys are into it. You're not just there to suck money out of people, but you want people to be empowered. And that's why I follow you on Instagram, me personally.
I appreciate the kind words. I think Grant Cardone would agree with everything you just said. Our mission is to impact people's lives, and there's lots of ways to do that. So you need to be available to people in all those different avenues. So helping businesses grow and scale, which I do at Cardone Ventures, helping people 10x their life, which is what all of Grant's organization does, or helping people become wealthy through understanding or co-investing in real estate with Cardone Capital. All those vehicles are part of Grant Cardone's vision to bring a 10x life to every person in the world.
Tremendous. So we share some things because I'm the chief digital officer of a company called InvestView. We're an investor education company. And one of the things we try to do is teach people how to empower themselves. And I know I looked into some of the Cardone Ventures with the real estate stuff. People have to realize that figuring out ways to invest yourself in passive income is the best way to grow your wealth in your future. We were talking about it yesterday that every single day now, 10,000 people are turning 65 years old, right? And those people think they have an IRA or a 401k and they're going to be fine. 1/4 of those people will live past 90. 1/10 of those people will live past 95. Will live to 95, and the retirement gap is they got about 20 months worth of savings in their account. So how important it is for people, our audience, I always want them to learn something, take something away. How important it is to go out there and find ways to generate passive income to make sure you're safe in retirement.
It's a great question. In fact, Grant does a lot around the difference between active income and passive income. I work with business owners to teach them to take their active income and invest it in things that will create passive income in the long term. Grant works with every human being. In fact, he's one of the largest crowdfunding raisers for the real estate portfolio, and he's creating vehicles for people to understand the difference between cash flow forever versus betting in the stock market or betting with a third party that's investing on their behalf, but there's no income and maybe no appreciation.
So I want to switch gears a little bit because I know in the great social media sphere that you guys live in, you have a lot of young people that are into the Cardone, you, and all that stuff.
Yep.
It seems like more and more of these young kids, they've been spoiled their whole life. They've had everything handed to them from mommy and daddy. They've been living on the parents' dole. And now they have these cuckoo birds like Bernie Sanders and AOC out there talking about how you're going to get everything free. It's like giving candy to a baby, right? And why is socialism so appealing to millennials?
Well, I think you have to look at how they were raised. I mean, when I was a kid, my parents said if you want anything, you have to go get a job or you have to find a way to make the money to get there. In fact, you have to take your bicycle to get to your job. A lot of kids today are raised with social media, with tighter communities, and they create their own communities, and they have a different perspective and a different attitude about what's fair, what's equal, and what kind of resources people should provide to each other. So it's my experience, especially in a 10X family, that as they get older and get out there and they're on their own, they start to realize the difference between socialism and capitalism, because they want more, they want to do better, and they, in a lot of cases, realize at some point they're going to have to take care of their parents because of what you said about their lack
Right.
of investing. And so I think as they get older and experience more of being on their own, in my personal experience, a lot of them have changed their perspective, but it is what it is for them now because of social media and the community, Facebook, Instagram, all these things, bringing them together in real time all around the world. And I think for them, that's why they view fairness and equality, because they're connected, interconnected to each other.
Mr. Dawson, I'm a great admirer of the work that you've done as a serial entrepreneur. I'm wondering, how is the cereal business these days, with so many going gluten-free and low-carb, how is the cereal business doing?
The cereal business is great. Even for small business owners or mid-sized business owners, the cereal business is great.
I'm just teasing. But going back to the issue of millennials and socialism, one of the reasons that I think socialism has become such an attractive option to millennials is because they're crippled by student loan debt and maybe some other forms of long-term debt that follows them for, in some cases, decades. I'm wondering, what is the capitalist alternative, in your view, to messaging to young people that may come out of college with 7 figures of debt?
It's a great question, and we see a lot of that. And it isn't until they experience that now they're on the hook to pay that debt that they start to have a different perspective about things. Building your personal skills and people skills and your technical skills and finding something you're passionate and excited about and getting really deep in that subject where you can solve problems for other people, you're going to be able to succeed, pay all that debt off, and have a remarkable life. And I think when you show people how to accomplish that, they grasp that as their momentum and confidence builds in doing things where they're feeling what it's like to be self-sustainable, and not only self-sustainable, but be able to add value to others. They get the benefit of the way they were brought up, coupled with the benefit of learning how to create as they get older and pursue their careers.
One of the things that I may miss some stuff because I'm busy, but I try to watch a lot of the Cardone stuff on social media. But one of the things I don't hear you guys talking about is, to me, a pretty simple principle. My father used to say this to me all the time, and my mother when we were kids, that like, if you work for something and you earn it, you respect it more. And these kids, they've never worked for anything, they've never earned anything. So when you get free stuff, you don't care if you leave it out in the backyard. You don't care if you leave it at your friend's house. But when you actually know you paid for it, then you want to go back and get it. How important is that for these kids to realize, earn things, and then you'll feel the value in it?
Yeah, I think it's very important, and I don't want to brand everybody the same, right?
Yeah.
Because I've worked with a lot of people at different ages, and a lot of it has to do with how they were brought up and how deep they are with their community and things that they're involved in. I would say that once people start to experience the ability to create their own destiny, their own desires, their own results, their overall confidence goes up, and then they can bring their friends with them. So we see a lot of communities in the 10X family where everyone's coming together, they're supporting each other in the move to capitalism to make money because they want to take care of their family members, they want to pay off their debt, and they want to be able to experience whatever kind of life they want to design for themselves.
Fantastic. That's Brandon Dawson from Cardone Ventures. You got to check them out. Follow them on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Not that they need more followers. They always need more, but they got millions and millions of them. Maybe you could ask a few of them to follow Liquid Lunch. You know, we could use a little hand with
absolutely.
our
Go to
social.
cardoneventures.com. Check us out.
Go to cardoneventures.com also. From capitalism to puppies, Emilio Ortez and David Jacoby are going to be here.
Quick breaking news.
Oh, breaking news? We have
Bring
some
to
breaking
people's
news.
attention before we go to break
Breaking
and before
news.
we switch gears to puppies. The Iowa Democratic Party has just issued a statement. They say they are going to begin releasing the results of the caucuses beginning at 5 p.m. tonight.
Ta-da! Well, folks, it happened. After almost 24 hours of caucusing, we're going to get some numbers, and I can tell you they're manipulated, they're rigged, they're jigged, and everything else, and they're going to figure out a way to make it look like Biden did okay and Bernie didn't win, but we'll see what happens. Don't forget, check out cardoneventures.com and stay right there. We're going to be talking about ending puppy mills with Emilio Ortez and David Jacoby right after this.